trying to, well, I just see if I can broadcast this game. I did it for YouTube. I was wondering, like, where I could go to make sure I'm broadcasting it on YouTube.
AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
As they said, I was broadcasting on YouTube.
The Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys
get set to match up
trying to do with the Minnesota
my
Vikings.
passing game better. So I might throw about 10 interceptions this game.
That's fielded in the end zone. And they finally get to him, but not before he's past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Cousins on first down. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, that's tough. You come in here, you dial up that pass play on the first play from scrimmage and get it picked.
And you know, coaches always talk about we prepare for every eventuality. You don't even mention this as a possibility when you dial up that play, right? Instead, they throw a pick, and now they're behind the 8-ball on the road to get things going.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And a sack. They get to him defensively, but the flag comes in, and I think the D jumped.
They cannot hold us down. We're going to keep getting sacks.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Caught left side by Cobb. Touchdown, Cowboys! Randall Cobb, 37 yards, and the Cowboys have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
A little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball to the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Cousins now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Cousins. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Cousins to throw it. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long for Cousins. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker Jalen Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, no doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
You better be afraid of me. Over. 55. 6 man. Check curls. Undercrush. Gun.
1st down, Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. Over the middle, he hits Austin. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Oh, Prescott stripped.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
The high, ladies, black. Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. I got you, punk.
Cousins now from the 50. And a pressure pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Robert Quinn with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. Able to power through. It's a 39-yard punt, and good coverage means a loss on the return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line.
46.
55. Hey,
Under.
That's right, baby.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. Here's Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him.
Mike, 55. Check, 55.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Over the middle, complete. It's Austin. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Mike, sweat, hey.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott on the right side. This is Austin with a catch. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Here we go, 46. 26.
And again, it's Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Check, watch 54. Hey, me and you,
Go to 54, line in.
I'm coming after you. Check, hot route, hot. Mike's 54. You must be you.
Go to 54, line in. 26.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. He's got his target. It's Cobb. Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. A gutsy call. 4th and short. They go for it. Look at the result.
Yeah, not only did they go for it, they threw for it because, to me, it was stacked up for a run situation, strength on strength, and they decided to put the ball in the air, and what a result. Big-time play.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
And now out comes Minnesota. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script, I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. To throw, Cousins. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Cousins. And this is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw it is Cousins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Letting one fly deep, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Cousins. He'll find his receiver. That's Chad Beebe. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Austin. That throw good for 4. It's second down. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
Now Prescott. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Go to 54, line 8. $47. Gun. Watch 55. Check.
A first down throw for Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Go. Get out there.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Then we're going to 53.
55.
Prescott. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
At the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. A 33-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Maher is good. And that will do it for this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Any day. Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike. Switch. Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
Prescott from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
48.
Following the interception, Cousins. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 22. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Line.
From the 31, Prescott. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Rudolph has it left side. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the 32-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing is Cousins. And incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
Mike's 5-4. That's it. I'm coming after you. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Mike's 5-4.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Completes it to Austin. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Right there, 54, right there, right there. 50.
First down, Prescott. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
His throw caught at about the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, pick your game up.
Now Elliott. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Cowboys add on.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
You ain't doing nothing.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Anthony Brown. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 33 yards that time. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
That's good for 28 yards. From the red zone now, Cousins. He's got it, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll run for it with Cook. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap.
And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Robert Quinn able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now, a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Now Cousins on 4th down. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Bailey got the extra point, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Kill. We got double up. Check 26, check 2. We're going to 54.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Here's Prescott. Completes it right side to Cooper. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Cousins to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
To throw again on second down, Cousins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Gun. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
On first and 10, Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cook. And that's caught inside the 35. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Go, get out there.
Throwing here, Prescott. Caught left side by Cobb. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10.
Mike 54. I got him. Hey, under. Check Mike 54.
And again, it's Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
A first down throw for Cousins. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
Leave it, 48. 54. It's a party now. Right there.
Second down, Cousins. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
3rd and long for Cousins. And he's going to go down again. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jalen Smith. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Following the interception, here's Prescott. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about